Cawley.
Hello, Brad. How are you?
I am bountiful.
Stacking sats.
I am stacking. We're just hit 8.2% in gains this month on the MTF trades with having started that setup very small size trades. So had we been in larger trades, that would probably be 20 something plus at this point. So anyway, it's been a good month. Been a very good month.
Good.
Very
Yeah,
good
I
month.
noticed like it's tough to gauge because I almost feel like not I almost feel neutral on it. Which way is it going? What's happening? And then I look at the chart and I'm like, holy shit. Um Pumptober lived up to its name.
ETH has had a
And
very good month, 48.19%.
yeah.
It's a very
And
good month.
BTC, I think, too, has similar numbers, if I'm
Yep.
not mistaken. So and is there it sounds to me like most of the water cooler talk I hear is there's more to come.
Yep.
And so it's weird feeling for me in the sense that I'm looking for something to do, but at the same time, I'm content in everything I have.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm like, I know it's either getting ready to pour into big cap DeFi here, soon, but it already has started. I just feel like the BTC ETH, next move is going to fuel a lot of ammo into that space.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of hard whether to shift up or to stay put. And
here's the ETH burn charts from our friends at Footprint. Anybody wants a discount on an account there, DM me. I'll get you hooked up. So $2.331 million worth of ETH burned so far, 675,000 ETH. I'd say, it's hard for me to see how ETH doesn't just continue to go. It's between the massive growth in DeFi, between the ETH burning, the institutional people that are now saying, "Hey, I want to get some of this ETH because that's where the DeFi action is." I think we're in good shape. Now, there's still a problem. I tried yesterday to do. I discovered a little ETH sitting in a token setup I had done previously, and I wanted to get it out. It was like $2,000 worth of ETH, so half an ETH. $521 gas fee yesterday morning. So, of course, I didn't take it out. It's a great savings account. Gas fees are the ultimate savings account because you can't move shit. It's just, unless you're a multi-millionaire trading millions at a time, it's just not worth it.
Well, yeah, 25% transaction fee basically is not cool. You know what?
I might as well go to a check cashing store.
I think
and get a payday loan.
Exactly. Go out to the hinterland and mortgage your future or your next week anyhow before they come to collect. It's funny if someone could ever come up with an idea of how to get staked ETH, parked ETH, whatever, out of layer one arrangements into like cheaper ones, layer twos, whatever, for less than $500, you're going to clean up. I don't know how you do it, but maybe it's some kind of a smarter coin. And, we have all the burns and stuff, but somehow to pull it out. I like the group gassing that people do on some of these chains now where they, it's not everybody running one little tiny transaction.
Yeah.
They, lump them in. So you spread that cost amongst a bunch of players, at least a fixed cost component. But yeah, I think there's a lot trapped there. So with the deflationary side and the burns of ETH, pools decreasing, everything that's kind of locked up just gets to become more and more valuable. And the transaction fees to get it out are going to keep going higher and higher.
Yeah, and the last week there was supposedly most of the centralized exchanges were having a shortage of Ethereum tokens. So, those miners are working overtime, I guess. But it's look, I think everything bodes well. OpenSea, of course, is sucking up a lot of the burn. And there's a mindset problem in the NFT space that the best NFTs are on Ethereum mainnet, and it's bullshit, but it's unfortunately causing all of the pain and suffering we're having with transaction gas fees on layer one.
Yeah.
So,
well, also, if I remember right, are people actually minting on Polygon yet, or is everybody still?
Yeah, no, you can mint on
Doki
mints. You can mint on Doki on Polygon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering if
now
they still mint.
Issue. The in-house ones, Doki mints on Ethereum and transfers over for some other reasons on a technical side, but you can mint NFTs on Polygon. Yeah.
Yeah. No, sorry. I've just ETH looks like it's getting ready to hit an all-time high again shortly. Or it already did.
It has.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we broke it. Like
so.
It's nuts, dude. I mean, it's
lunchtime buying. You know, I'm telling you, this a lot of the institutional finance guys are still in that, Wall Street hours, basically.
Yeah.
And you look at this trading personal accounts or something, we're right here in this 12 slot, and, it started about half an hour ago, 45 minutes ago, but, that's the kind of stuff we like to see.
Hell yeah. I can break all these, my little support and resistance lines out here. I think I'm safe. So let's see what else.
Well, I'm still, there's a lot of rumor, water cooler talk about this spot BTC ETF. I think I saw some. I'm not remembering it right, but I think it was November 11th, something around there. People are talking about another ETF, the spot one coming out. I saw it once or twice in a few chatters. I don't know if, dig in, do your own research, all that stuff.
Sure.
We got it up. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty interesting. I also saw that there was a rumor about one that I'm in, PBR, Polka Bridge, the sex listing coming out. Speculation's KuCoin. I don't know if that's happened yet or if it's going to happen. I've seen it in their main chat a few times. Usually that just means, as you know, more buyers looking at new product. And that's a pretty cool one because it does the Solana, Cardano, Polkadot is how they started. And then they added, I think, Ethereum and Polygon. So it's a pretty extensive little network they're building there. And I like that one. So something could happen there.
Yep.
I'm still sitting in the LPs, the ones around Erewhon and Atom and Router Protocol and PBR and Matrix Swap, Define. There's a lot of good stuff. The Geist stuff is holding up well over on Phantom.
Nice.
So, it's basically spinning out serious, even though the price has slid some, it's spinning out a lot of free tokens. So, I'm DCAing the heck out of that one. And then sitting in Wonderland. So I haven't really made, if anything, I've been taking smaller stuff and actually going into BTC at this point. Just because I have none.
Right. So you're trying to stack.
Yeah. So I'm going to start piling some up there, just for diversification play. And, the smaller stuff that maybe I don't believe in or I don't want to hold anymore, or I look at it and I go, shit, there's still 1 billion tokens to come. Things like that I just don't want to get caught holding a bunch of crap that goes to that's the wrong crap. So
yeah. Look at this friggin' growth for Avalanche.
I know.
And then wait, where was it?
How much does that coordinate? They're that big developer incentive program
well, it came after that date. August 19th is when the climb started, but I'm sure it had an impact. But look at Trader Joe. 3.79% of the top 20 DEX is in TVL. I mean, that's astounding.
It's one of the main ones there. People have been talking about it for a while. I just didn't jump over earlier in the summer. But, I look at the pools, AVAX, of course, maybe a little Curve or Link, but, all the other companies, I don't even know what they are. So it's like a whole other ecosystem to figure out what they're doing. So, you find the dexes in the new ones as fast as possible because that's where all the pools go when you ride those.
Yeah.
But AVAX is up like maybe 4x over the last 60 days or so. So, it's a tough one.
Yeah,
I
man,
like it. I've been buying some, but you start wondering when you look at like Cosmos and you look at this between the blockchain stuff, and Cosmos has another big ecosystem stimulus package, raise some more money. Look at companies like Secret, which I think is data privacy, Osmosis, which is another DEX, Sift Chain, which is that other DEX, Erewhon that I've been in for a bit. How many can you cover?
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, it's like nightmare trying to get on top of everything. Now, this is a good. Go ahead. Sorry.
Everybody wants to find the next Solana or the next Avalanche, when they're $1.
Yeah.
And it's hard. I mean, I think you're getting to the point where there's some saturation as far as layer ones. And, the top 10, I think, are going to dominate those.
Yeah.
I don't see how something new comes unless it's, maybe it's a Cosmos type play where, they're the hub of all the different layer ones. I mean, I that's a hard one to pull off, but
yeah. Well, and that's kind of where DeFi wants to be, and that's where Polygon wants to be. I mean, theoretically, look at Arbitrum though. This is a good sign for ETH for layer 2. This 2.72 billion in TVL as of yesterday. That's a serious growth chart right there. That's
yeah. People again have been talking about that one for a while. I don't think they have a token. So it's a trickier one to play that ecosystem. I might be wrong on the token. I just might be confusing it with something, but I never jumped over just because I wasn't sure how to play it. Other is it just another lending platform, which I have those already. And then compared to Polygon, I don't know. I mean, what do you think?
Well, look, I mean, I haven't played with Arbitrum at all. But obviously it's got speed and cheap. And so the question is where's that chart? Let me go back to that chart. Because I don't even know what I can do over there.
Yeah. See, to me, I go, I mean, I get it. Look, if you're in a, how do I say it? I mean, you're in a less developed country, where you're doing microfinance, microtransactions, small amounts, trading fees and transaction fees are super, super important. You're not on ETH. Okay. You're not on layer 1. And, maybe Polygon's more expensive now at, a penny or something a transaction versus a hundredth of a cent, which to me is like, it's more of a speed thing over there now sometimes than a cost thing. But to someone who, every penny really, really counts, I could see why they might be moving over to cheaper platforms.
A lot of this is Sushi. And then there's AnySwap because they're the ones bridging it.
Yeah.
So they're sitting on those. Abracadabra, Synapse must be something native. I don't know Synapse. Curve, and then there's Sushi. Got to talk to these guys about these labels. 65% of it is DEX. TVL, and 17% is lending. Yield farming is 4.28%.
Well, I'd be curious to see what the yield farms are in there.
Yeah. Here we go.
Look
Curve.
at that.
So,
I see. It's all the big ones.
What's Arbanayan though? That must be a layered native swap. Sushi Swap, AnySwap, Abracadabra, Synapse, Carbon Finance, Balancer, DForce, GMX Swapper. Some of these I haven't heard of. Beefy's in there. But, look, I mean, I think I want layer 2s to succeed because I don't want to pay a 25% fucking gas fee. But the problem is what you were saying earlier. We're moving, we're all getting spread thin. And so does something like, what is it? Polkadot?
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, Polkadot pull it off. Does Define pull it off being the hub? Does Polygon pull it off? Polygon's got multiple layer 2/side chains in the intellectual property bin and more coming, and they're building a lot of cool stuff. Right now, Polygon can't compete on speed. Fees, fine. Cannot compete on speed with Avalanche, Phantom, any of those, right? I mean, it's like, the difference in transaction processing is dramatic, just absolutely dramatic. So, and I'm spending more and more time on Phantom and Avalanche. I resisted Avalanche just because I don't like the founder because he's such a jackass. But
yeah, well, I mean, they're fast, but Polygon doesn't seem. Look, where I run into trouble on Polygon sometimes, if I'm doing a bunch of yield farming and I've got like 10 transactions, stacked up, and then one kind of locks up a bit and freezes the whole chain. And then I just go back and change the GUI to first I go to 50 and then I go to 100. Because their minimum's now 30, but sometimes you see transactions set in there at like 2.2.
Yeah.
So once I've reload that first one to like 50 or 100, they all go right through instantly. So that's the only time I run into trouble with them.
Okay.
It's nothing noticeable. To me, if I'm not the big expert on Polkadot, so I don't want to it's giant market cap. It's there. But if I'm picking who kind of wins this next wave, and remember, we all thought it was like the Cardanos and Stellars and Trons 3 to 4 years ago.
Right.
And, I guess you can make an argument that Cardano stayed in the game, but most of the water cooler talk is that, I don't know, they don't have anything, let's say.
Right.
But for $70 billion in market cap or somewhere around that. So I look at them, they might pull it off. That guy seems bright, Hoskinson, but again, I think he alienates people.
I don't think, look, ADA's biggest problem is developers hate him and they will spread the word that they hate him and they hate the platform.
Okay, and so Stellar then, with Stellar, look, they were going to be bank the unbanked, great thing, but isn't that what the whole space turned into? Bank the unbanked?
Exactly.
So they're nothing unique anymore. Tron, I honestly don't even pay attention to it at all.
Justin's just such a piece of shit. I don't even.
So those guys aren't players at this point in my mind,
right?
So who comes in behind Ethereum? And it looks to me like it's Binance Smart Chain's obviously around there somewhere. I don't do much on it, but it's something to think about. But I mean, Polygon's got to be in that. If you're looking at 5 names. I'm going to say in no particular order: Polygon, Phantom, Avalanche, Binance Smart Chain, and a 5th one. Maybe I'll throw Atom in there, Cosmos.
Yeah, I think that's good.
That's my reach, but I think those are the 5. Obviously Polkadot, but that's kind of pretty screaming high market cap right now in my mind, and maybe I'm just have a hard enough time justifying these numbers in general. But I do tend to call bullshit on bullshit.
Sure.
It seems a little rich, but why can't, to be honest, if BTC goes to, 100K, let's say, and its market cap is, I guess, at around 2 trillion at that point. I mean, why can't Solana's double? Why can't Cosmos double? Why can't Polkadot double?
Well, right now, Polygon's firmly behind. Avalanche and Phantom have double the TVL that Polygon has, and Solana has 3x what Polygon has.
Yeah, I mean, I think also with those, look, if you were an early true believer in Solana, I mean, I think it's probably somewhere around 200 today, give or take $20. You got in cheap, dude. You made serious bank.
Hell yeah.
And so you probably had it staked on that platform. So a lot of that TVL is, big chunks of that 59 billion in market cap of Solana that's just, parked on those platforms.
Yeah.
So to me, I kind of, that's one thing to think about. It's it's that. It's also the incentive programs. It's also, I don't know particularly about Solana, but say with not Phantom, but say Avalanche. Aave's kind of been going in, swinging in $4 billion in cash into these
Exactly.
different chains. So Balancer, AnySwap, all those guys are doing different degrees of that. So they're trying to like get a presence on all the chains going forward. So, it's a tough one to figure out. You're making targeted guesses as to who survives.
Yeah.
In the meantime, you're also trying to find the ones where the appreciation curves or the slopes of returns are higher or steeper than the others.
Yeah, absolutely.
And rotating amongst that. So, that's kind of the way I see it. And then finding some smaller ones. But I don't know about, any of the old stuff I don't know a lot about. And by that, I mean 2018 stuff.
Yeah, I'm not even messing with any of that shit. I
love the new stuff that you found, a lot of the Ohm stuff. I kind of find that really intriguing.
I think I'm going to dive into this Grim today. I'm debating back and forth. It seems like people trust them, but I'm sitting over in Morpheus at 38%, and Grim's over here with 800+% for my WMemo tokens. So
yeah,
it's
that
compelling.
Just gets so confusing to me. When I was holding the WMemos over on Phantom, I just didn't see it rebasing fast enough to me. I didn't see it going up fast enough where it's supposed to be 52,000% APR. And so I couldn't pay attention to it. So that's why I just moved it all over to Avalanche.
Yeah, but that it's not supposed to increase the number of WMemo, right? Remember, the WMemo is all price-based. So the rebasing gets reflected in the price, not in the number of WMemos you have. Once you wrap that memo, it's all price-based. So the way the price works on WMemo is not market-based. It's based on, it is market-based, but it's based on the price of time times the current rebase index. So what happens is you get the same value. So if you have your memo in Wonderland, right, you're there and you're taking that 62,000%, you're going to get more memo. Well, in the case of wrapped memo, you're actually not increasing the amount of wrapped memo you have by 62,000%. You're increasing the value by 62,000%. So if the current index level is whatever it is, it's the current price of time times the rebase level. That's the price and value of WMemo. So then when you take your WMemo back into time, when you unwrap it, it will give you the equivalent number of memo to the value that you had in WMemo. So you're not going to see an increase in the number of WMemos when you have it staked elsewhere. You have to bring it back into time, and then it extrapolates out and puts it into the number of memos you would have.
So do you think it's more return or less return than
it's the only reason it's more return is if you stake it, right? The only reason to put it in WMemo is if you're willing to take the risk on staking. So there's here at Grim, 853.42% APY for your WMemo. And then Morpheus.
Quick question. So when you're only getting the 62,000% if you're staking the time at the Wonderland website. But if you take the wrap memo, within that, you're still getting the 62,000%.
Correct. Just reflected in the price, not in the number of WMemo.
Plus the 831%.
Plus your staking returns, right? Your farming returns.
Well, hell, man, 831 times 63,000. I think that works.
Right.
At least for an afternoon.
Yeah, over here, over at Morpheus, I'm. It's at like 30-something% APR, not APY. So what is that? 60%, 50-something%.
It's a lot.
It's all the way down to 29.1%.
Yeah, I mean, see, I'm doing a test on it because, I sort of calculated if you put the time into the Wonderland site and you do that for a month at that 63,000 or something, I sort of calculated it out at around, I don't know what it was, but I sort of figured out that it's something like a 40 times your money per month concept or something around that. Maybe it's 4 times. But, I'm just kind of curious. So I'm not touching it at all. I'm just leaving it there and for 30 days. And I'm just going to see what's there at the end. It's kind of like the same thing I'm doing with Geist, where you don't trust there's a 90-day run in there. So I'm investing everything right away. And I can always pull it at a 50% haircut if I want. But,
right.
I'm just thinking that, look, I started with a small amount and, I'm already up like 4 or 5x, but it's just piling the Geist in there. And so
right.
if there's any run on this, like a la, into the 20s, 30s, 40s on up, I'll kill it. But you have to trust it. I just don't see these things dumping within 90 days, I guess.
Yeah, I agree.
So
totally
I'm going to run with that. In time is another one. I like the WMMO angle because of, juicing it. That's one more layer to spin up.
Yep.
But that's one those two are ones I'm primarily doing on, Phantom and for Geist and Avalanche for Wonderland. But that's about all I'm doing over there. I'm not doing any liquidity farming anymore, or yield farming, or whatever you want to call it. I'm just, parked in those and adding to those positions.
Right. Well, have you looked at, I've used Zapper and Zerion, however it's pronounced, quite a bit. But I started playing with the bank. Let me make sure I'm not like revealing everything about my account when I log in here before I share that screen.
Here's my seed phrase, everyone.
Okay, yeah.
My girlfriend's seed phrase.
I got nothing in this wallet. That's good. So this is a little extra wallet I had when somebody was paying me some money. But it's actually phenomenal. And I'm blown away by how much better this platform has gotten. I used it a few months ago, and I love the interface. It's far superior to me than Zapper and Zerion. Really
what is it?
Nice.
What's it called?
It's called DeBank, DEBANK.com. Really, really fantastic. It is just a superior tool so far to what I've experienced with Zerion and Zapper. Everything is in there. You've got Ethereum, Polygon, BSC, XDAI, Phantom, Avalanche, Arbitrum, Optimism, and you see it all together, and then you can break into them individually. You can see your token assets, and it shows you, we're not going to see it here because I don't have anything in this wallet. It'll also show you all of your LP staking. So the way I found out about that Ethereum I had sitting around was DeBank, right? This is a great way to go find that shit that you left sitting around somewhere or staked somewhere that you forgot about. I also figured out that I had some extra staking happening in Define that I had forgotten to pull out of the liquidity pools after I pulled the farming out. So, I saw like a, $6,000-7,000 gain in my mindset of what I had sitting around because of what I found using the bank. So really fantastic tool. Plus you can set it up, verify your wallet, and then you can also follow other wallets. So if you find wallets of big investors like Three Arrows or whatever, you can watch what they're doing in real time and see what they're doing. Now, there's a lot of tools that do that. I just like that this whole thing is in one place. It's phenomenal. They have a built-in swap. I haven't tried it yet, but they've got it. And
this is one cool. You want to go do some swaps on just for yucks, because there's also rumor about them doing something bigger in the future, which might include tokens and airdrops and things like that. So first thing everybody looks at is, did you do something before a certain date? So like Slingshot, these are all ones, just go do one transaction at these. Yeah, right. So you can get that airdrop. Yeah. And then if they get their shit together and do something, it's free money. Yep. It's really good. I posted on Twitter that I thought they'd done a great job on the interface, but I wanted to see historical price data in a chart because I want to see my historical overall portfolio value, token holdings, etc. So they sent me over to their voting system that allows you to vote on things people have asked for. And it's interesting, in their voting system, it shows you the total net worth of people that have voted for a particular feature.
which is interesting amongst all the people using it. So I don't know. I like this clean, elegant, simple interface. It's really nice. Same with these guys that we're working on a partnership with at Footprint. Really simple. So the big player in this kind of blockchain analytics, build your own dashboard or chart system is Dune. And Dune is great, and a lot of projects use it, but you need to know how to write SQL in order to use Dune. This, you can use a drag and drop chart building and dashboard building and then customize components of it, or you can use SQL if you're adept at SQL. So you can build out the shit that's important to you into your own dashboard, your own charts, your own way you want to look at it, share it with your friends, give your analysis on Twitter, whatever. But you can also build it via SQL. They are going to be adding the ability to import your wallet. So you import your wallet, you build your dashboard around everything that's in your wallet. Really great tool. I'm really impressed with the UI on this. These guys had a charting product in regular finance and decided to jump headfirst into blockchain a few months ago and refactor their products for blockchain. So really, really impressed with what they've done. And it's something that mere mortals like you and I can use. I can't wait to see what you do with it, because you got the financial chops that I don't have on the analysis and calculation side. So
do they weave in the social media sentiment? Is that one of the
I don't know if they have
too?
any sentiment yet, but I will tell them that they should.
Yeah. To me, look, it's all about, trying to get where everybody else is going before they get there. And I love how you brought up the stalking wallets concept. Because you do, if you see people that you meet or respect and you're in the same trades, it's not that hard to eventually figure out, you can track that wallet down and then watch them and see what they do and follow them. I mean, it's a big issue in the NFT space right now, because, they have all those bids where you're coming in and bidding floor value on NFTs. And so certain people that are astute collectors, everybody's stalking their wallet. Yep. And so they basically see where they bid and they're just outbidding them instantly. So it's like, and people, you should understand that people can watch your wallets if you're not careful, and, bounce to new wallets every now and then, just to shake those people off. But it's a good trick. Yeah.
Anybody that wants a discount on Footprint, send me a DM, B05 Crypto. It's on the screen. We'll get you connected up with the Footprint guys, because this is a fantastic tool. I'm going to start talking to the projects that I'm talking to on a regular basis and tell them this is a superior alternative to what other people use, right? Because, you go into like Olympus DAO or Alchemix, and there's tons of guys out there building these Dune panels. I just think this is a superior interface. I like the UI better. I like the graphical nature of their charts better. I just think they do a really good job.
Yeah, they look really good. I can see a lot there, a lot of alpha there to process. Did you look at, I can't remember, I had some stuff in the channel from before, I forgot to. Did we ever talk about Arbis.finance?
No,
ARBIS.
I don't think so. Yeah. Let's take a look.
It's Arbitrum's first native yield aggregator. There's a rumor of a November or Halloween platform launch. So I don't know a lot about this one yet.
Arbis?
Yeah, ARBIS.
Why is this doing this? ARBIS.finance?
Finance, yeah. I haven't looked at it yet. I just thought we'd maybe pull it up, but
okay. Oh, connect your Arbitrum wallet. I hate. Nothing pisses me off more. You don't tell me anything about you, and I have to connect my wallet before you do tell me anything about you.
All right, we'll look at that one later.
I don't think I have an Arbit. No, I don't have an Arbitrum. I don't. That sucks.
All right.
Wait, do they have an about, like, something documentation?
Fuck, I shut it down.
Docs. I got it. Let's see. Let's see what they're all about. What we do, 0 to Ohm, decentralized reserve currency. So they're launching a Ohm fork on Arbitrum. Memified yield farm, Arbichemes, Cheems hole. These are some interesting naming choices. High risk degen gambling game. Auto compounders supercharge your yield farming. Everything in the food court sends fees to Arbis stakers, Arbis token. Every month, 10% of the Arbus treasury is donated to the Savory Institute, an organization dedicated to helping farmers provide nutritious, healthy foods. I like that. Arby's Galaxy of Food. Oh, Arby's, like Arby, the fast food chain.
Oh, yeah, because they're doing the healthy foods via properly managed livestock and grassland management, ensuring tasty burgers for generations.
Nice.
Everybody likes cheeseburgers, right?
Yep. Okay, so natively built on the Arbitrum One network, Zero to Ohm is built around the Z2 zero token. So it's interesting. They call it Zero to Ohm. Do they say they forked it? Because it says natively built.
Oh, I've heard a lot of talk about Z20 in other ones. I didn't Z20, we just called it, but I've heard people talking about this in other chats.
Oh, this is S-Ohm staking. So you take I get it. I thought they were building, well, it says decentralized reserve currency natively built. Okay, I'm going to have to get onto Arbitrum now. Great. Thanks, Joe.
You're welcome. They're happening projects.
Some more
once you figure it out,
shit to try to keep remembering about. But I'll just go back. I'll just go back to the bank.
Dopex,
I like saying that. I'm going to go to the bank.
The bank.
See, they have Arbitrum tracking here. So that's the beauty of this thing, man. It really lets me see everything I have available. It's just a superior interface. Just
now, I'm
so
hearing
much
about.
better.
Did we talk about Dopex before? DPX ever? Maybe not.
Sounds familiar.
Tetranode's decentralized.
OPEX. Decentralized options exchange. All right. I have never in my life traded options.
I have. It's, you're basically already doing it here. I mean, the volatility is so high in crypto that even if you're doing spot and shit, you're like trading options. But it's nothing, the problem is too that, you need exits, you need volume. I don't know. It was fun, but it was sort of right before, I think like a year or so before I, on and off up to about a year before I got into this. Options was about as good as it got.
Yeah.
For your dopamine needs.
Yeah. Hey, I've had 2 people DM me about us starting our own fund/token.
Yes.
So I'm going to reach out to the attorney today, and we'll see what we can set up for a DeFi 2.0 thing.
Yeah, I was thinking about that yesterday as well. That we talk about the different angles that we're trying to get to, like the DeFi 3.0. Let's say, I mean, I'm just the next wave is what I'm getting at,
right?
And you take you look at all these sites and you see the things that you really like. Like I love the nuke button. I love the different, being able to see different things. I love the zappers. I love the auto compounding. I love all the things that have evolved over the last 4 to 5 months.
Yeah, I
think we can figure out something there where it has elements of like an OMI type platform, but where it has a lot more token burn rates. So somehow you can lower the numbers while increasing the price.
Wow.
Through the math, of course, to incentivize people to sort of stay longer, some kind of an experiment. I'm just thinking out loud. But,
no, I like that.
I'm thinking of things like that that'll get people excited about, okay, maybe this is an adjunct to like the OMI bonding, vaulting kind of concepts, but with some, where you don't get all those emissions diluting the price,
right?
Where somehow the emissions boost the price. It's like I'm kind of getting into a lot of quantitative easing type stuff here, but something where you can get the best of all worlds. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm sure the community can help us figure it out.
Yep, absolutely. So you and I can start chatting about that and see what we could do. And, we have some ideas about integrating protocols into real life, and there may be some angles there. I really I'd like part DeFi, part DeFi 2 kind of thing. So,
hey, I'm talking to some guys later today, just referred to them yesterday, but they're doing a real estate development and they want to know how to do NFTs per condo.
So that's interesting because I had one of the guys that asked me about a DAO / fund / token has a developer network that he works with that takes investments in. So,
yeah, well, this is in this is outside the U.S.
Even better.
It sounds like it could be, pretty interesting if you think about it.
That's awesome.
In the sense that, you buy the NFTs per unit. Okay, so instead of buying the condo, you buy the NFT, which is the condo. And then I'm thinking about the Alchemix kind of model. So where does Alchemix? Okay, you're coming in and you're going to buy an NFT, and each unit's say worth $1 million. I mean, it's probably less, but I'm just doing for the math. So you park your $2 million at Alchemix, borrow your $1 million, buy your NFT of the condo. Alchemix pays that off for you.
So your condo was free.
Then you're staking that NFT somewhere to borrow upon it.
Yep, because now you've got $1 million worth of value in there, plus.
Yep. So then you go take your 50% in stable coins and go farm them somewhere for 60%.
That's beautiful.
So, back of the cocktail napkin thinking there. But, I'll tell you more once I talk to him. But
yeah,
I have a feeling this kind of shit could be very, very cool.
Ooh, I'd love to roll that out. That sounds frigging awesome.
Yeah, because look, now you're getting, you got the real estate asset, you got the NFT, so you capture all the streams associated with that asset, via, rent or leasing or, property value upside, or, maybe the NFTs just start speculating as, maybe each unit is a commissioned work of art too, from someone like a Sear Light or somebody, or like
what if you did randomized Doki with this, and one out of 10,000 NFTs is $1 million condo, or maybe 5, and the rest are original NFTs, works of art, but the spin price, I don't know, 10,000 each. Well, how many DJs would jump in on that?
Shitloads. Yeah. So
like you're spinning to get a condo, $1 million condo for 10 grand.
Yeah. I mean, or you get an NFT that might be worth 100,000.
Right. Eventually. Just the story around it would be interesting.
Well, think about this though. I don't know if you ever gotten any of those kind of friends and family rounds around here during the various condo boom cycles, but you're essentially rolling in and, off a model, of the site in a trailer that you're looking at, or a drawing. And you're like, yeah, that looks great. So you plop some money down. Well, you kind of own the rights to that unit at that point when you.
Right. You could kind of sell that off, right?
Yeah. You could feed it into the next level. Like when more people come in, then people are allowed to resell the units at that point. I mean, it's still in the trailer in a model. It's not even built. And then when you break ground, there's other opportunities. And then whatever's left, they sort of, put into the big, global marketing engines for real estate and sell that. So think about this. Now you have this NFT that you can trade. Maybe there's a way to go back into the machine with an NFT, like, kind of like a pegged value of some sort, where you can take that amount and, maybe you take half I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud, but take some value of it and put it back into the machine where people could spin for it again. Some way to kind of get transaction volume going.
Love that.
So, and again, now it feeds into what we talk about. Now you got the NFT that you can go borrow money on in basically 30 seconds versus going down to the bank or going to the online site to take out home equity. So I see a lot of this, let's think, if we're going to do something around what we talk about in DeFi, let's think about how we get the NFTs into DeFi.
NFTs, Alchemix, let's connect all these friggin' projects together, dude. Let's build a dashboard into real world. That's my prime goal for DeFi. Let's connect the real world to this.
Yeah, we do one of these projects and pull it off, and then we can be at, like guys at the National Multi Housing Council or whatever. They'd run all the multiple occupied, residential, condos, apartments, all of that.
Well, we get us a couple of pro athletes involved.
Yeah, and they're always trying to fractionalize that stuff.
Exactly.
I bet commercial real estate right now, the mall owners, that have just have been getting decimated, through normal stuff, but also pandemic issues. Look, you take, those are like what, 7 cents on a dollar right now on that kind of paper, I think, or maybe probably higher, but it's absurdly low. And if you could NFT a mall and then sell, like, each of the rental spots could be an NFT, and then those could trade based upon, premiums on location and traffic and all of that.
Yeah.
And then you can further securitize those and borrow on them. I mean, it just unleashes
so much.
70 trillion in capital, basically.
Yeah, dude, we got to jump on this.
Yeah.
Anybody that's interested, DM me.
Yeah, we'll put a team together. We've done this before, just with randoms. And it works out because everybody's motivated. But yeah, I think this is so when we look at all of this stuff, and, honestly, I have a hard time keeping a straight face sometimes looking at these APRs and everything. But what we're really seeing in this space is the future, like we just talked about.
Yep.
With all that capital spinning faster and faster, and everybody having access to capital instantly when they need it, regardless of it's asset-based lending, but regardless of credit rating, none of that shit matters.
You know what else? We'll put the condos in a metaverse.
Yeah. So when we see, a lot of people see this and they go, oh, another fucking game. But I look at it and I'm like, look, if you could somehow then start spinning that 90 trillion in value into things like this, these metaverse, virtual worlds, etc., it's just another way to create more capital and create more resources to start up more companies.
When we do the project, we'll hire a metaverse architect to build out a beautiful condominium building, and everybody that gets one represents it in the metaverse. Yeah.
And then what would be really cool is if later on we get giant 3D printers and print these buildings.
Okay.
Now we're getting to megalomania land.
All right. DM me, folks, if you're interested. B05 Crypto on Telegram, B05 Crypto on Twitter. We're making a list of folks that are interested in playing with us. So we'll get the attorneys to set up the paperwork and a DAO. We don't have a solid plan yet. We would love to collaborate with everybody, but we'll start talking through the pieces of it, because I just keep getting requests for a DAO and for a fund and all that good shit. So we might as well explore that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are looking for ways in right now.
Yeah.
And, look, you don't want to make, there's tons of mistakes to be made out there, obviously, much further than just picking winners, let's say.
Yep.
And so you have to, eke out those small gains in the other areas by not making the mistakes.
Yep.
And that gives you long-term upside that keeps you positive.
Yeah.
Monetarily and psychologically. So, look, well, we did this, I think when I first met you, it was around a project that we all kind of met up on LinkedIn or something, maybe 2017 timeframe.
That's right.
And it turned into this loose, for everyone listening, a loose consortium of about 1,000 people in like every major market around the world. And so, I mean, this shit was going 24/7, 365.
It was nuts. That was almost the problem. It was so nuts.
Yeah. Slack was a total nightmare.
Yeah.
In that sense. But of course we, went through everything. But that's the kind of thing I think I'd like to try to do again, because we didn't really have the DAO concept down back then, although we were acting like that or trying to be that. Now I see you do loose groups like that with, organized payouts and things, and, regional teams and, cross team representation and functional teams, all of that. You could just crank through a ton of projects that are all good, high quality projects. It's a great way to enter, if you're in college or not, or if you're young, this is a good way to get in and learn some stuff that pays off fast.
That's right.
And, we don't have it's not like we go fast, but it's not like a hazy culture, if you know what I mean. So
exactly.
which you can run into in some of these organizations. But yeah,
especially in South Florida.
Yeah.
All right, man. I think that's a good one. Hey, don't drop after we're done here. I want to chat with you a second.
Yeah, I want to catch up because I just haven't gotten to the other stuff, but we'll catch up. Let's just do a quick staff meeting. So kick everybody else out. Let you and I talk about the real alpha.
We're not a DAO yet.
Oh yeah, we are going to be launching a VIP subscription channel. If you subscribe, you get to stick around.
You get to stick around and watch us do shit all afternoon.
Yeah.
Watch my kids and wife come in and talk to me and interrupt me.
Yeah, and learn who the real bosses
are. Exactly. Totally. All right. Everybody, thanks for listening, watching, all that good shit. I've got the podcast coming up from yesterday. I'm putting up the DeFi lunch yesterday's. I didn't put up yet, so I'm putting it up now. I'll put this one up right after that. Share the YouTube link. Thanks for listening. Please tweet about DeFi lunch and let the world know that you're having fun listening and watching. And if you hate it, don't tell anybody.
Yeah, one more question before we go. Did you ever find or before they go, did you ever find that intern to do the editing and stuff like that for those?
I do have some. I have someone who has actually provided me some research work, and I haven't looked at it yet. So if you're listening, I will get back to you this weekend.
Also, because I was thinking, we should get a couple of for this project here, the show, a few people just to queue through all the information we tee up in the day, so that we have a little tighter run through process. So if anybody's interested in that, I guess too, DM Brad, and we'll talk further.
And Joe, send your wallet address for the work you've done, and Joe will be sending you over his
seed phrase,
his cash, his dwindling Ethereum. All right. Yes. Thanks, everybody. Talk to y'all soon. Hold on, Joe.
Tomorrow. All right, man.